Aloha! This is my second episode of Astro News. Thank you for checking in with me. Today is a super special episode, and I'm going to inform you on some things I recently just discovered myself, and I find it quite interesting. So I know this is going to sound really funny, but we have recently just entered the age of Aquarius. And it's kind of like that band, the Fifth Dimension. It was like all black band in the 60s, and they did that song, "This is the age of Aquarius." But yeah, so we were in the Piscean age for like 2,000 years prior. I mentioned 2,000 years in the last video about it's the first time that women have really like been feminine dominant in the world. And I'm not saying that means that men aren't dominant either. I'm just saying that we've kind of stepped up to the almost an equal level. But naturally, it's still impossible to be totally equal. It's like same with like the Black Lives Matter shit. Like, you know, an entire nation of people were suppressed, so naturally they're still going to be behind. So women were still kind of behind, and but thank you, men, for, you know, moving over a little bit for us and letting us stand beside you equally as human beings rather than property and slaves. Thank you very much. You guys rock. For the other slave drivers and assholes, fuck you. Okay, so yeah. If you're curious about the ages, so this is how it works, right? We started with like the Aries age, so that would have been like 2,000 years before Christ, and then it stops at 0 AD. So then 0 AD to the year 2000, we were in the Piscean age, and now, as of November 2020, we have entered the Aquarius age. And that means a couple different things for us, which I will explain here in a minute. Oh, my bags are fucked up. I can hear my fucking neighbors stomping every time I speak. Like, do something else instead of sit there listening to me yak, because it's part of my job. Like, this is what I do. Fuck. Okay, so annoying. Like, honestly, I'm so entertained in my own shit. I could give a fuck about what other people are doing, but for some reason, people just love to get pissed off about whatever I'm doing all the time. Like, ignore. I ignore their fucking bullshit. Ignore me. Alright? So, this is why I call myself the mouthy medium. I get like off topic sometimes and I just do one of these. And yeah, so welcome to my cyber cauldron. Thanks for checking in and talking shit with me. Here we go. So the next part, oh yeah, the 2,000 years thing. How that's figured out is basically the Earth is always in a rotation, right? It's always moving. Everything's always moving. So, astronomers would tell us that the Earth is on 12 axes, or however you say it. Like, there's basically lines through the Earth, and there's 12 of them, and it separates it to 12 different like signs of the zodiac, and that's where we get the number 12 from, right? And it makes a whole, makes the world go round, all of us together. But yeah, so every time the Earth enters a new cycle, it kind of does this like wobbly vibration that it affects us, but it makes us aware of when these ages are ending and beginning. So yeah, when it happens, it wobbles and we enter a new age. For this age, Aquarius, we will be in it for the next 2,000 years, so you better get used to it. And this shift has been going on for about 50 years. And we would have felt it. This music is kind of annoying. I'm just going to turn it right down. Turn it off. It's hard to think with it making noise. I was trying to be like spiritual or whatever, but I'd rather just talk straight to you guys so I can focus and I can hear myself think. But yeah, so for about 50 years we've been in this slow transition into the Aquarian age, which I am super thankful for, because if you're familiar with the signs, Pisces generally is a very wishy-washy type of sign. They are ruled by hierarchy and power. So that may seem like a very strong, sure of themselves individual, especially because their sign likes to spout all the things that they believe in. But I believe doesn't necessarily mean I know, which is what an Aquarius is about. The Aquarian age is all about being 100% sure of yourself and not going back on your words like at all. So yeah, this sign stands firm on saying, I believe. And I'm just looking at my notes here. Sometimes I get a little off topic. It's hard to think straight when I constantly have fucking people, and I'm not going to say gay, straight, whatever, fucking above my head all day long. Like, I'm trying to do my work, so if it's not between angry fucking weirdo construction workers or people having sex above my head and bitching, I don't know what else to fucking do, but it's put me on edge. But at least I cut out my loser boyfriend. Yay! That's a good start. I'm kidding, he's not a loser and I miss him a lot, but shit's crazy right now. So, single, and no, I'm not talking about the fucking Italian. He can eat shit and I don't even remember his name anymore. So, yeah, whatever. Again, every day. I cannot sit through one video without somebody doing a stomp or a bang at the wall. Like, it's just fucking restrictive and makes me feel insane. So, I want to get this done for you guys, and my videos will be way more better when I'm out of this place and into my Airbnb, somewhere I can really kind of like spread my wings and fly. This is a great apartment when I got it, but the neighbors fucking suck, and it's just a weird vibe here. You know, everything's about vibes, right? So this building is, I feel like, a version of Seinfeld, just like from hell. Like, oh, I want out ASAP. But yeah, so let's go back to the Piscean age we were just in. So yeah, the thing is about what the age we just left. It is about almost attaching yourself to a belief system and then following in line with that. So the hierarchy of it is, you know, I believe in that, or you know, they're the ones that are going to lead us to wherever. The problem with living like that is that you can attach yourself to beliefs that could lead you astray or restrict you or isolate you and make you almost a slave. So the Aquarian age is telling us all to stand for ourselves, believe in what you stand for, don't follow others, and like if you're not 100% sure, just keep to your damn self, you know what I mean? And I appreciate learning this about the Aquarian age because I definitely have been overexposed for a while, and got accustomed to being that way for entertainment purposes. You know, I was a dancer, right? So the communication with people outside of the club, it can be a little difficult to remember what works at the club and then what works in real life. Blah 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 blah. It can be mixed up, but the Aquarian can come in and be like, this is how it needs to go, come on, get it together. And they may seem harsh, but it's actually they're there to help pass us into the next situation or age or whatever, and it's gonna help us grow up. All right. So yeah, if like, you know, if you're anybody like who's a Taurus and Earth sign, the past 50 years have probably driven you absolutely bonkers because the whole world has just been like, to be or not to be, that is the question. Nobody fucking knows. Nobody knows anything, you know, and the ones that say they do sure as hell end up showing us they fucking don't, you know, like, and I personally believe everything that I stand for, but it's kind of, it can be risky and dangerous to be 100% a martyr of what you stand for right away. So I figured reel in the reins a little bit and start small, right? Earth Church. Jokes. Alright, so yeah, right now everything is bringing out the best and the worst in all of us. So if you're like doing good, you're going to be doing really good. But while you're doing good, there's going to be a lot of bad all at the same time. And it's basically working out all the energies that we have dealt with in our life, and it's making them fizzle into a balanced state so we can begin again. And it'll keep doing that to us, and it'll keep rubbing us the wrong way. We're going to feel a lot of anxieties, fears, rage. There's going to be a lot more drug use, suicides, all sorts of stuff like that to deal with this uncomfortable feeling of the Aquarian age entering our lives, which started in November 2020. So if you've been feeling kind of fucked up since then, this is probably why. And I'm going to list a couple things shortly to help you and me survive this Aquarian age, which we'll be in for the next 2,000 years. Wild, eh? All right, and so will it stay like this forever? When I say 2,000 years, it's almost like, oh no, we're in an Aquarian prison. And Aquarius right now is probably like, yay, it's our time. But don't get too excited, because this means you're affected more by this time. It doesn't mean that you're going to be unscathed by it. If anything, everything that's happening is going to be amplified times 10 for the Aquarian. So I'd say focus on your health and really, really keep an eye on it right now. Yes, Aquarius, your health. Okay, so all of us, you know, health comes first. Like, if there's anything to worry about other than rent, it's our health. Like, you know, because if you don't take care of your health, you have no damn apartment to put yourself in. You know what I mean? Health comes first, always. Partying, only party when there's a celebration. Like, you know, some of us work, like party and work at the same time. Like for myself, I was an entertainer, so I kind of mixed party and work into one, which can be very dangerous too if you're not careful. Balance is key, you know. There's another one. Better keep it separated. You know, keep it separated. Yeah. Da 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 da. But it's been quite apparent that differences of times, you know, the age we're in now definitely will not coddle or put up with any indecisive types of energies. It'll be like anything we put out right now is going to be flung right the fuck back in our face, like instantly. So if like you're complaining, someone's going to complain to you. Like if you're hurt, like, you know, like unless you're really, really hurt and you actually need help. Some people may need mental help, so that might consider pills. You might need to get somebody to drive you to a therapist. I've had to have that happen before. Sometimes I can't peel myself out of my bed or whatever. Right now it's just time to take action on who we are and not be ashamed of it, and, you know, be proud, you know. Like, even with, we have like the Caitlyn Jenner situation or people like that. Like, who would have thought in a million years Bruce Jenner would turn to a woman? Who would ever thought that in a million years Donald Trump would be a fucking president? Like, you know, so anything's possible. And that is another highlight of the new age. You can be you. You don't have to be other people. Just fucking stay true to who you are, and that's what people are gonna like. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to fit into any mold. Just know who you are, and that's that. Key. Now, for the 4 ways to survive this Aquarian age. Numero 1. Have a daily spiritual practice, a daily mantra that you say to yourself, and that can be every morning or before you go to bed. I find it's better to do it before bed so that you wake up with it fresh in your mind to start the day. Sometimes if you start the day with it, you could forget by later in the day, so it's almost like you sleep it into your system, kind of. You know, everything's kind of circumstantial and can be fit specific to our specific needs, but when it comes to the basics of these things, it should all generally work the same for everybody, as long as we kind of like, you know, accept that we're human and own that and like take care of ourselves. So these 4 things will help you survive the wrath of the Aquarian age. And I don't want you to think that this is something to fear, or like you're going to be trapped in some unescapable abyss of hell on earth, because that's not it. It's just about adapting so that you can make the most out of it rather than have it crush you. You know, and unfortunately we've already lost a lot of people to this really intense gravitational shift in the universe. Not all of us have been spiritually or physically strong enough to withstand it, and many more, we're going to lose many more if they don't understand the importance of the earth and what's going on outside of just what's on Netflix and Facebook. You know, there's a lot more to life, guys, like 100%. You may step outside your door and you feel the sun in your skin, but do you really feel it? You step outside and you feel the wind, but do you really feel the wind? You know, like, are you really, really there? Sometimes we gotta like open up our third eye, like Third Eye Blind. That's where that band came from. That's a great band name, actually. I never thought about it like that. Third Eye Blind. I think I've been that most of my life, not gonna lie. Third Eye Blind. Good stuff. I'm gonna listen to them later. So yeah, and it's kind of scary, all these like changes that we're going through, and they make us uncomfortable and remind us of how it felt to be a kid, but we're not kids, not all of us anyways. And the kids need to be children. We do not need to be out there playing victim all the time when poor children are being victimized in the process of us being victims. So time to wolf up and be the adults, you know. No matter the, don't play victim. Coming from somebody who likes to share their experiences, and I don't do this for attention. I do this to remind people that half the crap that they're complaining about, there's somebody else that has it seriously worse, and I'm not doing that to bring all the attention onto myself. I don't like attention. I don't talk like fuck you and fuck this and fuck that for attention at all. It's just I'm almost 30 and I'm sick of bullshit, and I've seen so many people squander such amazing opportunities. Like, I'm not saying opportunities, but because opportunities always come and go, you know, as long as you stick to what you're about, and you're perseverant about your intentions and goals, you'll be fine. But there are people that just squander the almost the privileges that they were kind of given. And I'm not saying like all white people are privileged or whatever, even though they kind of have a shield that protects them from a lot of bullshit by the color of their skin, you know, like but that's just an annoying factor that doesn't really matter. Like, once you put like a blind onto that shit, who cares? Like, they can follow me around the store and think I'm stealing shit. Have fun. Like, you're just wasting your time. If anything, lady, you should thank me because you're walking an extra fucking mile in the store and you probably lost 5 pounds seeing if I'm stealing shit, you know? You're welcome. So yeah, like, there's just ways to look at things that make life easier, and regardless of the truth of it. Like, I'm not saying go around lying to yourself, but you don't have to forcefully like accept the world just the way it is. Like, oh my god, the world's ending. Well, what if it doesn't? Then you just spend a lot of time preparing for the end when the lights just flicked on and everybody's back to, like, you know what I mean? Like, what if? There's always a potential of something else. So always leave room for error and potential change. Fate can change. That's another thing for being a tarot reader. I'm not sitting here telling you there's a 100% guaranteed anything, because every minute of the day fate changes. And so to have a fixed idea of how an outcome is just pointless. Anything could happen. There could be a storm, the whole thing's canceled. You know, you never know. All right, that's life. That's literally just life. It's not even a karma thing, because there's so many of us on the planet that the earth can't, like, you know, do everything perfect. There's going to be malfunctions. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be trees that fall over out of nowhere. Like, you know, it's like, you know, like, whoops, I ate that, now I got the runs or something. Like, life is just weird like that. Whoops, it happens. Won't eat that next time though, so you live and you learn. Okay, and for the third one, these right now it's telling us to don't play into fear, anger, or rage. And coming from somebody who likes to scream a lot, I'm sure this is going to be really hard for me, but that's what antidepressants are for. And that can come in any shape and size, like marijuana, CBD oil, pills, maybe, like I personally, it helps a lot. Thanks, Jason Rouse, you're the best. I'm kidding, but he's one of my comedian friends. Go check him out, he's cool. If you need a laugh because you're depressed, he will hook it up, all right? Yeah, so now for the fourth one, be a source of light. The world can be very dark. I like to wear black, but I keep my crystals white, okay? So, black life, white light, keep it groovy, and we'll be able to swim our way through this Aquarian age without a fucking issue. Watch out for the sharks, though. Peace.